there was a ranger that rocked up. 3 boys over there, they had 3 cars and they didn't have a permit, and essentially that would have been our spot. They all got fined $350 each.
What I'm thinking has happened is the gas cylinder, the canister, was not in properly and it's seeping gas sideways. I sort of like peeks my head over the ranger's shoulder. She's yelling and screaming and I just see flames.
Did he wave back at you?
No.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
But we're driving on the beach, we're doing it. We're on Flattery Beach, driving. It's so nice. Driving along the Yorke Highway and there is this thing. This is called the shoe tree. I wonder how it got its name. But there is some bloody good shoes here. Look, that's a pair of Nikes.
Good morning. It is early this morning. I think it's quite 7 o'clock here, but we've just packed up. It takes us about minimum half an hour to pack up. Oh, but it's such a still morning. The water is glass. We are leaving early, haven't even brushed teeth, haven't even had a coffee, nothing. We are heading to Flattery Beach, which this beach is where you can drive on, and we're going to set up for the day on the beach somewhere and just hang out for most of the day. Anyway, we are literally all packed up and we're about to go.
A few moments later.
We are on our way to go suss out the sand and decide what PSI we'll put our tyres to. See if anyone else got bogged yesterday after we left.
Usually this beach, the tide is all the way out and you can actually see people driving out onto way further out.
It's bloody freezing though.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's so cold.
A little bit chilly. Go put your toe in the water.
You do that.
Alright, so we'll go all the way over there.
Yeah, it looks like there's a car down there.
We'll go around, then we'll go around the bend and see what's there. It might be nice.
Okay.
Right. 14 in the rear.
We're a heavy load.
We're a heavy girl.
Just don't go straight.
Yeah, I don't want to drive out.
Follow our footprint. We're so ridiculous. I was like, let's just go to the bakery and get a pie for breakfast. And he's like, good idea. Such a good idea.
I don't know if I was that enthusiastic.
Yeah, you were inside your head.
I've got a meeting that I need to prep for in an hour and a half. So here's what my rational thinking was. It was like, all right,
decision making.
tide's in. That's cool. We have time. Let's go get some food and some coffee. Come back, and we'll do it then.
Yeah, it's only 20 minutes down the road.
A few moments later.
So we're back here at Middleton Bakery this morning. Hello. Hello. Smells like a bakery in here.
Oh, it does, because we just bought the bakery. Oh, is it bigger than our belly for sure.
We got some goodies to try because we were told yesterday to come back. So, I have a potato pie and a beef cheese and tomato pie, which I haven't had tomato in a pie before. What'd you get?
I got overwhelmed and just got a plain pie again. And the sausage roll.
Got the 2 plain things? Oh man. This is the potato pie.
I wish I got that now.
How cool does that look?
It's dense.
Pretty good pies. I would definitely recommend coming to Middleton Bakery in the morning because we walked into that place at 8:04. There was already someone that had been served, and while we were waiting in line, I reckon another 6 people rocked up. All right, we're gonna go back to Flattery Beach now that our bellies are full, and go let our tyres down and get on the beach. Bleh. Pardon me. So these are our Storm tyre deflators. Now they come preset to 18. So I'm just gonna see what they go down to. So when this stops, it should hit that 18 psi. So the whole point of these is you should be able to let down all 4 at the same time. So this is the first time using these, so I'm just going to do 1, check the PSI, and then do the rest. So they're at 15, 16, I would say. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so we're about 15. Alright, it's a little bit nerve-wracking letting the air out the tyres. But we know our compressor works because we helped someone pump up their tyre yesterday. Alright, now we wait. Put all the Storm tyre deflators on, and it seems like everything was worked okay. There was a few that need to be adjusted here and there, so it went down too low. It went down to like 12, and I was like, nah, I don't want to go down that low. At the moment, we're running 16 at the front, and we're running 15 in the rear, and it seems to be doing really well. I'm in low 4 in 4th gear, and yeah, it feels fine. So the further you go down on Flatteries though, it feels a little bit harder underneath the tyres, so it's actually not that bad. But I'm happy that we let air out for sure, because that start bit, as you come down the ramp and you turn right, it is pretty soft. But we're driving on the beach, we're doing it. We're on Flattery's beach, driving. It's so nice.
So we decided to come down the beach all the way, and we're at Hardwicke Bay, and there's an entry point here, so we've come up that entry point instead of the entry point at like the Flattery entry point. You get to a point where there's so much seaweed and you have to go up, like right up against the bank, and it's so soft in some of it, so it's super important you have your tyres down. You would just be like...
Driving along the Yorke Highway, and there is this thing. This is called the shoe tree. I wonder how it got its name. But there is some bloody good shoes here. Look, that's a pair of Nikes. Look, some steel caps with steel blues. How good. It's a shoe rack here. I wonder how this started. I actually don't have a bloody clue on how this started. but someone started it and it just keeps going and going. Look, rivers, how cool, unreal. And believe it or not, someone's tried to start it on this tree. There's a single boot on that tree, just there. I'm not going to go in there because it's long grass, but there's a single boot just up there and a pair of thongs there. So really bloody funny. The shoe tree, Yorke Highway.
One hour later.
We have arrived at Barcas Rock, and the weather is not turning it on for us. It's horrible.
I mean, to be fair, probably, oh no, there we go. Yeah, it's very dark, very gloomy, and that's exactly the way that it looks.
So here at Barcas Rock Caravan, bush camping, there's two places. There's one on one side where there's a toilet, and then there's the other side, which is this side, and there's no toilet. Both are like completely full. So we paid for the night, so there should be a space for us somewhere, but we'd be pulling into somewhere extremely inconvenient and like car to car, like we'd be parking like this. So we've come around to this other side, the no toilet side, and there's like a 2-hour parking lot here, and we've just reversed up because it's really the only space.
Someone else has done the same thing.
Someone else has done the same thing. Like we've paid to stay here. There's just nowhere. Like there's so many caravans here. They've taken up the whole area. Or there's like a group of boys over there, and they have like this whole section where they probably didn't need all of that room. It's fine. There's just no windbreak in this spot at all.
It's right there. We're just gonna chill out here.
Yeah, but here it's all rocks. The other side you can drive onto the beach, and it's sandy on that side.
But I reckon there's some good good squidding out there. That's kind of us. We'll see you in the morning because it's getting late anyway. And yeah, sorry it hasn't been too exciting for you today, guys, but there's not much we can do about this weather. We can't escape it. There's bits of clouds, bits of blue here and there, but nothing crazy. Can't get the drone up for those spectacular shots. So yeah, we're just gonna park up, guys, and just enjoy the night. Maybe have a beer or 2 or 4, and yeah, just rock and roll and just enjoy these views. Isn't that right, babe?
Yeah.
The next day.
Good morning. It is currently 07:45, and it is literally, and there's complete cloud cover. Well, I saw something, but it's just a boat. But today, because today's weather is going to be like this all day and it's meant to get super windy, we are just going to pop into a few camping spots down the coast more, and then figure out what we want to do today, because we need the sun for what we want to do. The next 2 days will be sunny, so we'll find somewhere to camp, and then we are going to head back to a couple places tomorrow when the sun is shining for us. But today we're just sort of winging it. We just want to come along for the ride and check out what we see.
I think these guys down here, they have caught like, I think 9 squid. So they've done really well. And that makes me happy to see it, because that's such a core memory for those kids. I remember fishing with my dad. I didn't catch anything, but it's such a core memory.
A few moments later.
What are we doing?
We're respooling the line. So we've just wound it out. I've never done this before. I don't even know if this is going to work. But I've wound it all the way out until the very start. And then CJ's just winding it in. It's still tight, because I think the line was wound too tight.
Because it kept spooling every time you cast.
So I'm hoping that this fixes the issue. we have decided to make our way up the coast a little bit. There's still a couple of campsites that we would like to check out. We'll see which one we like the best. So I think there's one called like Bamboo and there's one called The Gap. There's a lot of availability on those places, so we'll just go see what they like. So we'll stay at one of those places, and then in the morning, what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack a little bit to the Salt Lakes, because the weather for the last couple of days has been kind of like this, and it's been really bad to see the pinkness come through the salt, and we really want to see it because it's a really, really stunning thing to see, and it takes for amazing photos. So we're going to backtrack early in the morning and go down there, go see the lake. Then we're going to come all the way back and we're going to go see the cliffs. There's a name for the cliffs. Really, really cool spot. And it's like overlooks the peninsula. No, it doesn't. It's the edge of the peninsula, but it's a really cool spot. So we're going to go see that. Then we're going to go head up a little bit further to a place called Middleton Bay.
There was a ranger that rocked up, and it's the first one that we've seen in a little while, but he just checks the number plates, and if you have a permit, your number plate will be on their registry. But there was two girls that camped next to us last night and they didn't have a permit, so they got fined $150.
$350.
Sorry, $350. And then we spoke to the ranger and we were like, oh, we were going to camp over the other side because there's two sides. There's a side with a toilet and a side where there's no toilet. We're like, oh, it was completely full. So we've just parked in the 2-hour car park. He's like, you're fine, like you've got a permit, there's nothing to worry about. He's like, but there was 3 boys over there, they had 3 cars and they didn't have a permit, and essentially that would have been our spot because there was one spot available and we paid for that one spot yesterday and that was it. And yeah, that's why we parked here, because they're taking it. But they all got fined $350 each. It's per vehicle. It's $20 versus that fine. Like, come on, $20. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Now that the rules have all changed, I think it was February last year, that everywhere, all camping grounds you have to pay for them now. They're not free anymore. So yeah, I think people were just holding on to that. It used to be free everywhere, or most places. But it's just not worth it. $20 versus $350, like, and it's per vehicle, so it's insane. But right after these girls got fined, what happened? You want to tell this part?
Yeah, so I kind of overheard the conversation, and it was like the ranger gave them the fine, and then he said, you stay here, cook your breakfast, do whatever you want to do, like it's all good, you just can't sleep here tonight unless you buy a permit. And they're like, yeah, all good. And then the ranger came over and spoke to us, as CJ said. So while he was speaking to us, there was a whole bunch of commotion from those 2 girls, and like I sort of like peeks my head over the ranger's shoulder and I just see flames. Like, so what had happened was they had the portable gas thing, exactly one that we have. She's cooking on her lap, and what I'm thinking has happened is the gas cylinder, the canister, was not in properly, and it's seeping gas sideways, and it's caught alight, and it's basically like a blaze on her lap. She's thrown it off, she's yelling and screaming, and I just see flames, and this thing is just like getting fed gas, like shh, and this like
Looked like there was flames in the car.
Oh my god. So me and the ranger walk over. He had some water in his vehicle, so he just put it out. I said to Cass, I was like, go get the fire extinguisher.
I was going to say, we went and got our fire extinguisher, and then he brought his out, and he's like, nah, I'll just grab the water.
Just need the
and
water.
I was like, yeah, use his fire extinguisher, then we don't have to replace ours.
Exactly. And, I was
and
like,
he's from the
but
council, so we're like,
I was like, oh.
I was like, he had...
Nah, you used your water.
Yeah.
You used your water.
But it wasn't like, it was somewhat controlled.
Yeah, but
it could have gone bang.
Here's the thing.
If it was...
They were just staring at it, right?
Just freaking.
Just like looking at it. The gas was still in there. So the ranger's like, well, that's fucking... He just kicked the shell of the cooker away from the gas. So that was safe. Put it out. So here's the conclusion of what happened. They didn't have a permit. They camped illegally. They started a fire.
Because they didn't insert it.
And the ranger goes, "You girls aren't off to a very good start this morning, are you? I suggest that you pack up and go book yourselves into the caravan. There's a nice little, the caravan park." Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, "Go stay at Middleton Caravan Park because, you know, they've got some facilities there that you can cook on." Because, in other words, he was saying you guys can't camp for shit.
And then he's like, maybe I should fine you for polluting.
Oh, he's like, now I'm going to fine you for pollution. And they went, yeah, all good. And he went, nah, that's all right.
They were going off. They weren't like all good. They were like, this, mumbled that story a little, but that was the story. So that was an exciting point
Pay
to my
for your
day.
permit. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Go on the Yorke Peninsula Council website. There's a big button that says book a permit. Click that and it will show you all of the locations that are available. If they're not available, don't stay there. Because I guarantee you a ranger will come and they will check you and it is not worth a $350 fine.
Yeah. Not worth it. But yeah, anyway, alright, we're just gonna pack up the bed and then we're gonna hit the road.
Actually, you know what I'd love to do? Do you reckon it's actually viable to go
I don't know what you're gonna say.
to the bakery?
I knew you were gonna say that. We have arrived at Port Victoria. I think Port Victoria would be a good little place to come camp, or I think there's a caravan park here. We're gonna go check out the jetty, see what people are catching down here.
Apparently off the jetty you can get squid, tommies, some whiting, and yeah, people have been known to catch some garfish and also some kingfish. So they're not really common though. Most common I would say would be
Whiting and squid.
whiting and squid, yeah.
But the water's really clear today.
Yeah, it looks
Look at
great. And it's not windy down here,
No.
which is a nice breath of fresh air.
Did he wave back at you?
No.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Look at this. Look at this. Woo! What a view! So as you can see, this place is absolutely stunning. This is called Balgowan.
Balgowan.
Not sure. There's a little town.
Bloody gem.
And then if you keep going along the dirt tracks, you can drive along the cliff edge here, and it's absolutely stunning. Just be conscious and be aware as the cliffs are slowly deteriorating. So if it doesn't look safe to drive, don't drive. Please don't, because you can see, yeah, but it's starting to really collapse more and more. I've been here years ago, but it's just gobsmacking every single time you come back.
Bloody gobsmacking.
Bloody gobsmacking, look at it, look. Yeah.
How stunning is this place? The landscapes are just absolutely incredible. Like, you're literally driving on top of the cliff.
Yeah. Stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Where are we at?
We just booked a place called The Gap. And yeah, this is going to be, it's bloody windy here, so we're going to try and hide from the elements as much as we can, but the spot we've picked is beach access right to our rear. And yeah, it looks like a good little spot to fish from.
There's a toilet.
There's a toilet. I don't know if there's any bins. I can't see any bins. There's not usually bins here. Yeah, little posse for one more night.
One more night, yeah.
I'm gonna go catch us some food. Yeah.
For what?
CJ's gonna cook us some food, and I'm gonna go catch us some food. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we fixed our rod.
This is it for the rest of the day.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's broken.
Bloopers, I reckon, would be a great little spot. Walk out a little bit, maybe over there.
Over there. Sky has gone off fishing and he's not hungry, so I've just decided to make a salad for tonight. I'm not extremely hungry. So just a chicken salad. All I have is lettuce, tomato, cheese and chicken, and I have rice, and I also have yogi. Someone's coming back from fishing squid and whatever he was doing.
I have 2 bits of not so good news and 1 bit of good news. Which one do you want?
Oh, the not so good news.
Which one? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Alright, I lost the soft plastic
Oh, yep.
to the rocks. Good news.
No, you just said there was 2 bad news.
Oh, you want the bad news too?
There's a hole in the bucket.
I didn't catch any fish.
Oh, you caught a squid?
No.
Oh.
Good news? Fix the rod.
So you caught nothing? I thought you caught something.
Didn't catch anything, sorry. Not really a good fisherman.
1 hour later.
That's nice.
That's nice. That's so nice.
Behind the scenes on Instagram.
You dribbled as I started.
How has the Yorke Peninsula trip been?
It's been stunning. It's been so beautiful. And I wish we could travel slower so we can stay in nights longer. But it's been so booked out. I wish that we went at a different time of the year, but I don't regret it. And if you're umming and ahhing, just do it. It's absolutely stunning. I'm starving though.
I need to go take a shit.
That's your own fault. And
No,
you're
it's
like,
not.
and you're also like, oh, I need to go to the toilet. I was like, go to the toilet. Like, nah. And then we left. We're like, still need to go to the toilet. I'm like, you had multiple chances to go to the toilet. You still haven't gone to the toilet. And this is day 3.
What I'm hearing is at Hardwicke Bakery.
Someone's gonna have a sore butthole by the time he goes.
Did you get that? No, you did not.
Do it again. Yeah.
Wow, that camera's real dirty.
Could you finger it?
You're the one that lives in a tent, mate, and loves to leave all the doors open, so...
What do you mean? We live in the back of a car. It turns to a hot box.
Why don't you help me do this? It'll probably be twice as quick.
Well, you haven't asked for help.
Can you help me,
Please?
please?
Yes.